barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So I just heard an interview on the Boxing Voice. I believe the gentleman name is Mike. Ooh, I think so. Regardless, first let me introduce you guys to Mike. Never met the kid. Um, um, I believe he's in a wheelchair. I believe he's a military veteran. And if all this is true, I've put the pieces together just by listening to him speak sometimes. When I'm able to catch him on they have a radio show. You guys know that by now. I think his mettle, you understand? I think his ability to learn boxing on the fly, I've admired it. I don't know if he was watching boxing as he does now, but I'm always engaged to listen to him speak. So I just want to give a shout out to Mike from the Boxing Book. Never met him, don't know him, but I think that he reminds us of what real fighting is. You understand what I'm saying? So shout out to him. And he was doing an interview with BoMac today, and BoMac says, "Fuck Mike Coppinger, fuck Mike Coppinger," because of a tweet Mike Coppinger said about the quality of opponent, basically, that Terence Crawford has fought. And but moving forward, first I want to say, shout out to BoMac for protecting his fighter as he should. I'll say this, and I want you guys to understand what I'm saying. If BoMac and Terence Crawford do not get the Amir Khan fight, you're really, 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 really going to see outrage by them, because they're not getting the fights to substantiate Terence Crawford's level of talent, in terms of the opposition that they're fighting. So I think that it may be an uprising of emotions. Honestly, and this is not disrespectful, but it's about what have you done for me lately. If he goes off and fights a Russian kid or a kid from the Ukraine, I don't know the kid's name, but I know he's a #1 WBO contender, right? If he goes off and fights that kid, and then he goes on and fights somebody else that we don't know of, I think he may be Mitch Richmond. He may be Mitch Richmond of the NBA, because Mitch Richmond was arguably better than Clyde Drexler. But Clyde Drexler got more press than him. Clyde Drexler was perceived as the second best two-guard in the NBA, although Mitch Richmond can score with the best of them, first team all defense, you understand. Went to Sacramento, and, Sacramento was a dump back then in terms of its arena, but he was the only star in in Sacramento, and he carried the torch. But I'm afraid that this may happen to Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford has to be more diligent. Terence Crawford at this point has to be his own promoter. And I don't mean by disrespecting fighters and talking shit, but he has to work behind the scenes and try and make these fights happen for himself personally, and but he doesn't have a common denominator with getting these fights, and I think Top Rank may be an issue. Maybe Top Rank may have a problem with making these fights happen. So I honestly wish Terence Crawford well. I know you guys think I've been hard on him. Not hard on him as a person or his talent level. Just hard on him in terms of his decision making. Like, I genuinely believe that him re-signing with Top Rank basically made him Mitch Richmond of the boxing game. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be the most respected boxer when he shows up to any event. But people will always believe that Errol Spence was better. People will always believe Sean Porter was better. People will always believe Keith Thurman was better than him. I'm talking about on a macro level, like the novice fans, because he never got into the ring with people that they heard of. Keith Thurman got in the ring with Sean Porter. Sean Porter got in the ring with Danny Garcia. Errol Spence is getting in the ring with Mikey Garcia. You You get where I'm coming from? So it's not the level of talent. It's the level of it's the name recognition of it's the name recognition of your opposition. So that plays a huge part in you propelling yourself to the next level. Similar to Mikey Garcia and Adrian Broner, that did so much for his career. So BoMac, I mean, you guys got to be more diligent behind the scenes and making these fights happen. Whether you have to give up a piece of your purse to make this fight happen, if Terence Crawford makes $3.5 million, maybe he should make $2.5 million to give the extra million to his opponent to make these fights happen. Because giving up your purse will entice, because if a person's only making $500,000 and you offer them $1.5 million, that's I know the level of opposition. So if the guy's making $2 million and you offer him an extra million to fight you, quite possibly that could do the trick because that will pay their taxes. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just important that Team Crawford fully understands what they're up against, and it's going to be anger. You're going to see them out loud on Instagram and social media because honestly, if PBC is putting on events 3 times a month, which they will be, 2 on, at minimum 2 big cards a month, and Earl Spencer's at every card, Mikey Garcia is at every card, Tank Davis is at every card. Name recognition goes a long way, and without the name recognition that Terence Crawford possessed, because at the end of the day, the Lomachenko card was flat. The Canelo card was flat in terms of media blitz. It was real flat. Terence Crawford had the highest rated boxing show on ESPN. No, excuse me, forgive me for saying that. The highest rated boxing show, period, of 2018. Congratulations. And a lot of that had to do with the urban black and brown type of thing. And I think we did a good job at pushing the fight. I didn't tell no one that Benavidez couldn't beat him till Saturday morning. I did a video like, man, this is a bum fight. I mean, in terms of level of opposition, I don't consider Jose Benavidez a bum at all. I think what he's overcome to get back in the ring is exceptional. But in terms of level of opposition, Terence Crawford will overwhelm this kid. And then when he walked into the ring, I didn't know he had a leg injury. And I was like, oh, the kid can't move. So, and they did a good job at hiding his leg injury all camp. So, so moving forward, Terence Crawford, you need someone on your team that's not attached to you that knows how to conduct business. You have to reach out to Sam Watsons and PBC officials, Tim, because without this happening, I don't know how long your contract is at ESPN. Can you get a buyout like Floyd Mayweather, or do you have to wait? Or you wouldn't wait out 2 years because you got the 3.5 guarantee on each fight, right? So how could you, right? And to fight some no-name guys, you get paid $3.5 million. You might be the NWO compared to the WWE, and there's nothing wrong with that. Ric Flair, Sting, the Road Warriors, they were all over there, and then they came to the WWE. So at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with it. But I know I know how you feel about yourself. I know how BoMac feels about you, and the only way to make that happen is if you fight these PBC guys. And I think it's gonna be challenging. I have my doubts about the Amir Khan fight. Right now, I don't believe that fight can be made. I'll be surprised. I'll be humbly surprised if that fight is signed. There's a lot of hurdles for Amir Khan to sign a contract with Terence Crawford. And when I heard that fight was being announced last week, I heard Blue Blood mention, I was like, huh. They said it would be signed by this Friday. And BoMac said it should be done by this week. So I hope the fight gets signed. But I have my doubts about that fight. I have my concerns that fight can get signed. If that fight gets signed March 23rd, maybe I'll apply for a credential and go. So, but anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. it's getting rough out there for Terence Crawford. It really is. And he doesn't have control of the media. So no matter, and fighters need to understand this too. Don't get mad at and I'm gonna teach you guys something. Not teach you guys. I'm gonna remind you guys. Don't get mad at a media member's opinion. Disagree with him. Keep the conversation going. See, what tends to happen? Fighters get. So let's say I think Errol Spence beats Terence Crawford, right? And I believe Errol Spence beats Terence Crawford, right? Terence Crawford shouldn't curse me out. Terence Crawford should engage the media that disagrees, that says that Errol Spence is going to beat him. You don't shut that media member down because you're not going to get any coverage. And I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how great you are. I personally don't care how great you are. You need media to push you forward. And you may have a great Instagram page. You may have a great but if the media isn't talking about it, people are just going to perceive you as a self-indulged person. If no one else is giving you the credit, and that's life too. If a medium isn't giving the fighter credit for being great, people aren't going to believe you. People are going to admire your work and this and that, not unless you got like 40, 50 million followers or something like that, and you can move the meter by yourself. You know, but there's only 10 to 20 of those type of people in the world. But if you only got 1 million followers, or, you know, I mean, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, et cetera, you need media to propel your career. And Terence Crawford, I think, did it the wrong way. Like, Terence Crawford should disagree with me. Say, oh, you think he shouldn't curse me out? No. 48 Laws, man, God damn it, man. I need y'all to read 48 Laws of Power. And I need to get back on doing my 48 Laws of Power review. Terence Crawford and BoMac hasn't read the 48 Laws of Power. If they've read the 48 Laws of Power, they would manipulate me, although I would know what was happening. But then it would be good. It would be must-see TV. You know, Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith. You guys get it? Even the optics tells you they're going to disagree. And then when they open up their mouth and disagree, voila, magic. Terence Crawford and BoMac needs to keep the conversation going. Okay? And they shouldn't have shut Mike Coppinger down. Mike Coppinger has the biggest medium in boxing today. Is he on regular Fox too? Is he on terrestrial TV? If that show was on regular Fox, BoMac, you can tell him to his face, what you need to do is keep the conversation going. Don't shut the conversation down. Boxers are so. I'm gonna make this a separate video, and you're making a huge mistake by shutting the media down. Anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. I just got something I got to do. So barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and talk to you guys soon. Peace.